Hello, and welcome back. Here's a thought worth sitting with today. Sometimes being alone is better, genuinely better, than being with someone who leaves you feeling lonelier than you were before you met them. That sounds harsh. It isn't meant to. It's just true, more often than most people admit. Loneliness inside a relationship is its own particular ache, quieter than the ordinary kind, and much harder to name. Picture the difference for a moment. Alone, you might feel the day's quiet stretch out around you unfilled, but not unkind. With the wrong person, the quiet turns into something else entirely, a held breath. You laugh less. You explain yourself more. You start rehearsing conversations before they happen, just to avoid another small collision. That isn't company. That's just two people taking turns being disappointed in the same room. So what's the actual difference between alone and lonely? Alone is a fact. You're simply the only person in the room, or the only one awake at this hour, watching the light come up slow and green through the grass. Lonely is a feeling, and you can have it in a crowd, in a marriage, in a bed you share every single night. One is circumstance. The other is disconnection. They are not the same thing at all. Fear makes strange choices for us if we let it. The fear of an empty evening. The fear of turning 40 without someone to call. The fear, plainest of all, of simply being unwanted. None of these fears are shameful, they're human, and old as anything. But answered badly, they push you toward the nearest warm body instead of the right one. A sunflower doesn't turn toward just any light. It turns toward the sun. Notice how the tall grass out on a hillside never breaks in the wind, it just bends, and comes back up. That's closer to what solitude asks of you than anything dramatic. It isn't a wound to survive. It's a posture you can hold, season after season, without anyone standing next to you to hold it with you. Standing alone in the wind is not the same as being knocked down by it. Here's the part that takes longer to believe than to say: waiting is not wasted time. A field doesn't rush its own harvest just because someone's hungry. It ripens on its own clock, gold stalk by gold stalk, and it's worth exactly as much whether it's watched or not. You are allowed the same patience. The right person arriving later doesn't undo the years before them, it just means you weren't finished growing yet. The harder truth is about staying, not starting. Plenty of people know within the first few months that something is wrong, and stay anyway, out of habit, out of hope, out of not wanting to be the one who gives up. The tide keeps coming in regardless of what you decide. And a slow drowning still counts as drowning, even when nobody around you can see the water rising. So what should it actually feel like, when it's right? Easier than you expect, mostly. Less like a performance and more like sitting by open water on an ordinary afternoon, a boat passing slowly in the distance, nobody needing to fill the silence. You stop rehearsing. You say the plain, unimpressive thing, and it's still enough. That ease isn't luck. It's often the first honest sign that you're not settling anymore. Somewhere along the way, it helps to practice being good company for yourself first. Cook the meal properly even when it's just for one. Take the walk at the hour the light does that soft, blurred thing through the grass, whether or not there's someone beside you to point it out. The people who love their own quiet mornings are, oddly, the ones who choose their next person the most carefully. So here's the whole thought, gathered back into one piece. Don't love someone just because you're afraid of being alone. Loneliness passes. It always has. The wrong company, held onto for the wrong reasons, tends to last far longer, and costs far more. Wait for water this calm, for company this easy, and if that means some evenings alone first, let it. Thank you for spending this one with me. Take care of yourself out there.